This is Robert Martellacci of the MindShare Workspace and producers of This Week in Canadian Coworker e-magazine. I'm honored to host this afternoon's webinar, How Brands and Retailers Should Be Preparing for Post-Covid Era. Today's guest is Rodrigo Sola, the CEO and founder of Storecheck. Rodrigo is an industrial designer and a graduate of the Universidad Iberoamericana with a diploma in management, innovation, and technology from IPADE. Prior to founding Storecheck, he worked in marketing at Hasbro, Citibank, and 3M. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, Rodrigo. Pleasure to meet you virtually.
Pleasure to meet you, Robert. It's really nice being here, and thanks for the space.
Well, congratulations on the ebook recently. Very important as we're in a shopping mall. So opening up has been a process, and you've done some homework on that. Perhaps you could talk a little bit about the company's origins and what inspired it.
Okay, well, first of all, Storecheck was born 17 years ago. We were looking to get tools and platforms to avoid manual capturing data on the merchandiser side. We really are focused on retailers and CPGs and brands working on the retail environment. So we saw an opportunity there. It was 17 years ago. We started with a palm trail. You must remember having a palm at one moment of your life, right?
Yes. Oh, I love that device. Yeah, especially when they came out with the keyboard.
Yes,
it's one of my favorites.
That was really useful. It was really useful. So we started then we were some of the pioneers here in Mexico doing that. And we have been evolving into a much more artificial intelligence and machine learning company, not just an app running for field reps or for merchandisers at stores. So we have been evolving a lot, and we have been working with different brands, global companies. So we have learned from groceries to tech companies that we have in our portfolio of clients.
Fascinating. Congratulations. That's
thanks.
You know, it's not often that you hear of companies sustaining, you know, over 10 years, let alone 17. So kudos to you for that. And so when it comes to, you know, COVID, why planning merchandising is a key in post-COVID era for retailers?
Okay. We have certain restrictions now to visiting the stores. Actually, stores pose a certain risk for the COVID disease, right? So shoppers need to be really careful. They're really prepared, or we as shoppers are really prepared to go to the shop with our head masks and all the stuff that we can add so that we prevent getting infected by the disease, right? So shopping is very different now. You don't go wandering like before in the store.
Sure.
You go directly with a checklist, with a purpose, not much of an impulse
right.
purpose of shopping, but replenishment purpose. So when you are going to venture out to the retail or to the shop or to the shopping mall, you're going to make sure that that visit is really, it's going to be really efficient for the replenishment purpose, right? So on the merchandising side, if you have around 15 to 20 minutes less now for the shopper being at the store, he being really efficient on what exactly he needs from the store. So if you are not well merchandised at the store, the shopper is not going to wonder about if the product is there or not. Maybe loyalty is going to be a little fragile right now. So if you do not find a certain product that you were looking for, maybe you are going to be open to take whatever was in the shelf. So this is very critical for
absolutely
CPGs and brands.
So how can real-time POS data reporting help here?
Okay, one of the things POS data can do is report efficiently of those products that are not selling regularly in a period of time. Let's say a certain product rotates 10 pieces an hour, and then you have an hour that you don't have any rotation of that product. So that should trigger an alert to the merchandiser at store so that he can take the product out from the warehouse and exhibit so that the shopper, when he comes to the shelf, he can take. So that is one of the key measures.
Right. How can brands and retailers re-strategize for these items?
Okay. First of all, during COVID, most of the retailing effort has gone, or the shopping effort from the consumers has gone on the physical side, on the brick and mortar side, has gone to essentials, right? So you are going to the supermarket to get your essentials for replenishment at home. So they need to have they need to get a strategy about their essential products, their core SKUs, their core products, so that the shopper doesn't have a lot of options there to get wondering about, right? So he's going to be very specific on what he wants. And e-commerce on the other side is getting a huge growth, a very good spike on sales, mainly for non-essentials. So when you're trying to indulge yourself or trying to get some clothes or, for example, right now, gym accessories so that you can work out at home, you are not going to venture to a store to look for those kind of products, right?
Right.
So the omni-channel strategy is now more critical than ever, and this pandemic must have advanced the e-commerce business around 10 to 12 years, maybe.
Interesting. So what trends in markets have already opened up?
Okay, I think one of it, surely it's the e-commerce platform, the omni-channel strategy for retailers and brands to be present in both the digital and the brick and mortar world. They need to bring more experiences to the shopper on the e-commerce side to avoid certain barriers that you have. For example, clothes. When you're trying to buy a T-shirt, you want to know exactly that T-shirt is going to fit you well. No, not only because if no, it's really uncomfortable to return that product and that kind of stuff.
The hassle, yeah.
Yes, and on the omni-channel strategy, retailers must expand their capabilities of supply chain so that they can deliver products both in store and out of store directly to the consumer promptly, so that they can deliver as fast as possible.
Fascinating. So how are you forecasting the future?
That is a tough question because we have a couple of markets now open, for example, China or even Europe that is going right now. But it's really, I believe it's premature to understand exactly how everything is going to return to normal, what is going to be the new normal. I believe there is a burst in e-commerce sales, but we do not know if that spike is going to lower and how much it's going to lower, right? So we have to be prepared to act quickly. And one of the things that companies should do, both retailers and brands, must really work out in getting real-time data flowing to the stakeholders, trying to avoid long analysis timelines so that they can really act quickly. They need to stop thinking or planning to a much more longer future, and they need to concentrate it in the next 3 to 6 months, and maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So plans need to be adjusting very quickly, and companies need to be able to react. So crunching data and putting artificial intelligence into it so that decisions can be made and information is directed to the particular stakeholder of a particular process must be really implemented in companies so that they can really act quick.
And that agility that we talk about is so vital, isn't it, in today's business planning?
Yes, forecasting and collaborative forecast and flowcast so that everything goes smoothly and quickly.
So perhaps you can share how you differentiate Storecheck with your offer versus others.
Okay, for example, we have a mobile platform for field reps, but also we integrate POS data so that we, applying artificial intelligence, can say to that particular merchandiser that is at store what possible products may be missing in a couple of hours because of the predictive information that we can handle to that merchandiser, or corrective situation where the product has stocked out and we need to solve that stock out as quickly as possible. Okay, that's an example. We also incorporate image recognition on our platform so that merchandisers and auditors doesn't need to spend too much time at stores leveraging information or capturing data. So we have, for example, a quick flow that a merchandiser at the store can get into the store, take pictures of the category or the categories that he's serving, and then 5 minutes later, he will receive the tasks that he needs to perform. So it's not only an evaluation of how you are executing at store right now, but additional to that, what tasks need to be performed in order to solve that execution biases, right? So I think that are our main differentiators, that we are really a company very integral in getting all the in-store execution from a very 360-degree point of view, and also incorporating other sources of information that can be useful, and to deliver that really in real time to the merchandiser or the stakeholder that can solve those issues.
Right. Well, very powerful and very timely, given that, stores are reopening here in Canada. How is the situation in Mexico? What are all the stores reopen, or is it a phasing in approach? Where are you at?
Yes, in some cities, both malls and retail stores are now open. They have a couple of weeks now. There are a lot of restrictions of how you can go inside the store. And also there is a great opportunity, because as traffic inside the store is not so high, experience inside the store is really good, right? You do not have all the traffic in the store, mainly in the weekend days or the evenings, where usually the stores were really crowded. Okay, so
yes,
that is where retailers and brands need to really execute well, because they have to leverage that brief moment that shoppers are giving to to going to the stores to replenish their stocks or to go to shopping malls. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Rodrigo.
Thanks, Robert. My pleasure.
Now, viewers can go to your website to get the complimentary ebook.
Yes, of course. It's Storecheck.com. It's our site. You can find all the information there. There is the ebook, and there are also a couple of blogs there that can really illustrate what we're talking about.
Thank you again. That was Rodrigo Sola, the CEO and founder of Storecheck. My name is Robert Martellacci of the MindShare Workspace. Be sure to check out www.MindShare Workspace to get your latest issue of the Canadian Coworker e-magazine. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the sales curve steep.